Dire team pick.
But has it? I mean, they have the initiation with Bat Rider, they have the right click with Morphling, and they have two ginormous ultimates with Lich and Tidehunter. And technically speaking, 3 potential offlaners, although you did say Tidehunter not the greatest for Dire.
Lich is the best offlaner.
Lich is the best?
The one they have, because on the Dire you can distort the equilibrium all the time, and even if the enemy team does a really good job, you at least still get the sacrifice XP and get something out of it. So, but I think what Liquid are planning here, like we talked about in the pre-game talk, that locking down Qualifiers is really good if NAR can get away with it. But at the same time, I feel like Korak is the type of player who's really good to lock down because he's a flashy player. He can get frustrated, overextend, and he's a really good hero, a really good player when he gets to snowball. Because his aggression can really pay off. If you play dual lane Lich mid against Korak, you kind of lock him down really heavily. And
we did see Lich Morphling today, actually. It didn't go too well, but that was more...
that was a different
That wasn't because of the heroes.
No, that wasn't.
Wait, who did they lose to?
There were some other things wrong. That was Shadows of the Past playing against Sna.
No, but what was the hero they lost to, 2v1?
Lich Morphling lost to DP
Death
solo.
Yeah, that's right.
But Lich also kind of moved early, but still.
Yes.
Ooh, Disruptor for NAR here. So that's another counter to Morphling and Bat Rider. Honestly, I'm a really big fan of NAR's draft here. I'm worried that they, like, on paper that the heroes are really good, but the synergy just won't be good enough. But just Disruptor here again, really great. You can Static Storm, which is the one thing that you generally say Tidehunter will always get Ravage off, in quotation marks, right? Because if you start nuking him, Kraken Shield pops, you Ravage. If you're in Static Storm, it doesn't matter that Kraken Shield pops because you instantly silence the game. So Disruptor is one of the heroes that can keep Tide from ravaging. It's really nice to have Static Storm against Morphling, and you can glimpse Bat Rider when you last.
I think that's the big one. Good. I think honestly, Glimpse is arguably the best single target or non-ultimate skill in the game. I feel like
it's absolutely amazing too.
Kunkka is the ban for Team Liquid. Yeah. That's unfortunate because I really would have liked to see it, but hey, what are you gonna do? It would have been a pretty good mid if, well, depending on who goes mid for Team Liquid, I suppose. I mean, there's plenty of the Puck is still available, Storm is still available, Quap. Although we did see that once today, I don't think that's really top choice in this case, considering both the others are available. But and we know that both teams play those heroes, so expecting to see perhaps one of those, unless it is the Morphling Lich, still a possibility for dual mid. But the question is, what is NAR going to do?
Sanking banned 5th. That's
insane.
So unusual to see this come out.
I mean, this is like a first pick a lot of times, you know?
Like in this hero pool, I feel like both teams could have got it earlier without really being too much of a gamble.
It feels like they had something in mind before this game started, to be honest.
I'm really curious to see NAR's last pick. At this point, I feel like we can almost 100% certainly say the Mirana is a carry. When you have Disruptor and Shadow Demon, you want to play. There's the position. Maybe position 1, maybe mid. Korak likes Mirana too, actually. Could be playing that mid, but not really the best mid laner.
I'm just hoping Disruptor is the 4 in this case, like the farming support, because Ags on him, I think it's really underrated, especially against heroes that rely on BKB. And we're going to see Death Prophet again. Okay then. So that in all likelihood is the mid now. And their lanes are kind of weird. I feel like it still could be... Is it possible Bat Rider dual lanes with somebody? I don't know. Or
Liquid goes full greed and they put Death Prophet mid, Lich offlane, Tidehunter Morphling top, and Bat Rider jungle. If they feel like they can control the Elder Titan with Tide Morph, then in terms of raw economy, if they can pull that off, they're going to get a significant goal advantage of that.
10 seconds remaining.
I think right now, if you're NAR, you're like, okay, we have Soul Catcher, which is awesome against Morphling and Death Prophet. You can obviously only hit one of them, and you might not even get to choose which one you want to hit. Death Prophet is one of those heroes where you get heavy single target, and you just blow her up, so she doesn't get to use Exorcism that well. So I'm thinking heavy single target damage. There we go. It's going to be Shadow Fiend, probably for Korak, who... Oh, he's got to play the Mirana. The way it looks. So Snaking on SF. He had an absolutely absurd GPM earlier today. Do you remember we saw that?
Who was that?
Snaking on the he had an 820 GPM at, was that 29 minutes?
We cast a Shadow Fiend game?
No, we didn't cast it. We saw it.
I was going to say, just, am I getting that old? Alzheimer's kicking in a little early?
Snaking had the most ridiculous farm one of the best Shadow Fiend farms I've seen. Probably Arteezy has been talking.
Oh, they had a little bit of synergy here with minus armor with the Shadow Fiend Elder Titan.
But how good is their control? Like, they have really good damage. I feel like there's a lot of weight on the Disruptor to play well.
Well, Elder Titan as well.
Yeah, Elder Titan
has... I don't know, I think he's a little underrated as far as control is concerned. His Echo Stomp isn't the greatest. His ultimate is a space maker, to say the least.
And has really good synergy with Kinetic Field if that lands. Because that should provide enough to set up. So, okay, I'm actually really interested in looking at Liquid right from the start to see how they place their lanes, because we've got TC playing Death Prophet. We've got Koito on the Morphling again. Then Bulba will be playing the Batrider. We've got Wei 2 on Lich, and the Tide will be played by Demon. So I was thinking they might go for the full greed thing that I mentioned with the Lich offlane, but it looks like they are going to send Bulba in offlane. He needs to play so carefully that I almost doubt if it's worth it for him to even start down there. Like, if he gets disrupted, he's dead.
That is true.
That's
I mean,
the only thing
that's a kill try line.
Shadow Demon
That's
can just
definition.
stand and keep him away.
Right.
He can stand in the lane, and then Disruptor can jungle. And pull, farm whatever he wants. As long as the Mirana is being played in the safe lane, which I think they'll do. So
looking at North American rejects, Brax on the Elder Titan. Fog's going to be playing the Shadow Demon. Korok, like we talked about. I thought we were going to play, he was going to be playing the Shadow Fiend. He's going to be the Mirana here. 1437 on Disruptor. And last but not least, Snake King.
30
Playing the Shadow.
hashtag the king.
Yes. Everybody loves Snake King.
That's actually going to be a thing. It is.
Everybody.
The king
Hashtag
thing.
everybody loves Snake King. Kind of long, but I'm willing to put up with it if you are. So this game, I hope that our amazing cameraman gods will focus perhaps on Morphling's armor throughout this game. That's something we can probably talk about.
That gets boring really fast.
Well, look at how do you put armor on a hero like that? You know?
I know. I was always wondering.
Like, how does that stay on? Like, what kind of water is that? I don't know. Either way, he looks amazing.
What's that called? The centrifugal force? Fugal.
What?
What's that called in English? Actually, I have no idea what that's called. You know, when you swing a bucket of water, and the water stays in because you're swinging it all the time. What? Sorry? Centripetal.
Centripetal.
I think that's another type of force. I think they're like two. Whatever. That's the way he keeps his armor on, because the water doesn't make any sense. Come on, why are we talking about
this? Is like getting out of hand.
Yeah.
Looks like we're gonna have a dual lane for NAR. Fog, the Shadow Demon with the Elder Titan. Is this a
Wow.
Okay, this isn't actually a tri lane. It starts out as a tri lane.
They are letting Bulba get to the... What?
Finish your thoughts in there.
Yeah, so I'm wondering what the plan is here. They're going to rotate up to help out the Mirana and Korok here. They probably want him to get some good farm in the offlane, but I think Liquid just tricked them here with how they put their lanes. I think NAR was expecting different lanes, and because of this, Bulba is actually going to be able to get some stuff down here. They're rotating up the Shadow Demon to keep Mirana safe to get some farm up here, but at the same time, I think Elder Titan versus Morphling is a pretty even lane. Maybe ET actually even has an advantage here in terms of just raw harassment and attack power. But
Wow,
this is surprising. I think giving Batrider space is a little risky.
Bulba could actually get this kill on Disruptor if Disruptor's not careful, but the right clicks continue.
Yeah.
He's just not turning. I guess that's the big thing with Sticky Knife Bone. Just don't turn, you'll be good to go. But in that 1v1 situation, Shadow Fiend versus Batrider, Shadow Fiend will get dumped on, so it's a good thing to see Disruptor here. But of course, they don't have the kill potential with just these two. But here, as we talk about that, Lich is now going to assist Shadow Fiend, or I'm sorry, going to assist the Batrider in this lane with denying.
That's a good way to make sure Batrider gets something out of this lane. But I think the work that Bulba has done already has actually been enough to almost secure in level 3 at this point with how the lane is going.
I mean, worst case scenario, he could just go to the jungle now. So
yeah, exactly. I think that might actually be a really good call for Liquid here. Just let Lich play in the offlane a bit, go Batrider jungle, get a fast Blink Dagger, and then as long as NAR are playing the lanes the way they are, I don't see any of the lanes of Liquid getting significantly pressured. Like, the Death Prophet is seeming okay, safe in the top lane against Mirana Shadow Demon alone, and yeah, the mid lane is fine too, I guess. So we're gonna see what they choose to do here. As far as this goes strategically, I feel like this is a completely dead even start. I think support rotations are gonna be really important in the next few minutes.
Yeah, and actually looking at the mid, you were talking about how you thought Elder Titan had the advantage. It's about even overall for the CS department, and it seems like Lich is just going from lane to lane, helping everybody out. He's has a helping hand in every lane, so, except for top at this point, but I'm sure he'll maneuver his way up there at some point. Going for the Frost Blast as well as Sacrifice. Now, with this new ice armor, do you get like a value point in that, like early on?
In which?
In Lich ice armor.
In which?
In Lich ice armor. I guess it depends if you're getting pushed. If you're not getting pushed, there's no point.
No,
right?
not unless you're getting pushed. I would agree. Like, if it's this kind of a lane play game, level up Sacrifice. Take more and more control of the advantage you get in experience at fast level 6 on Lich by maxing out Sacrifice. Try to harass a little bit with the Frost Blast overall. The way it looks, there's not going to be any fights breaking out anytime soon. This is going to turn into pretty much a farm game, the way it looks at the moment. And then I'm expecting a lot of fights to start breaking out when we get high levels on Batrider and on Tide in particular. Tide's level 1, by the way, so it's going to take a while for Liquid. But
if you look at Liquid's lineup as far as team fight is concerned, I'm not going to say it's it doesn't synergize, but the Tidehunter Ravage is also obviously amazing. But when you play Death Prophet against the Death Prophet Exorcism, you kind of space out a bit. Getting some space overall mid lane Elder Titan versus Morphling.
Swing that
right click
bro.
is so much.
Oh,
Brax is actually hesitating.
Yeah, he has to. Qualifier has waveform in a second, so good call for Brax to back off there.
Using the Astral Spirit to harass even more. That is a lot of damage, actually.
Yeah, he's pressuring Qualifier really hard right now. Qualifier can't actually go and farm, because if Brax gets in and gets one attack off, he's going to kill him. So, with that extra 50 movement speed advantage he has, Qualifier has to be a little careful. There comes his bottle comes in, though. Probably going to waveform this, get a little bit of extra farm.
Wants to bait out this rune, perhaps, because he knows that Lich is going to secure it for himself. 1437 is not going to deny it. Way 2 picks it up just in time. Level 1 Thunderstrike with 2 in Glimpse. Of course, I can't overstate how important that skill is. It is absolutely amazing. What is Shadow Fiend? What is it? The Presence of the Dark Lord. The passive. That's, I think, -6 armor. Is that right? Okay.
Yeah.
So ice armor is 9, so that pretty much just negates that completely. Something to keep in mind for the late game. Of course, with the synergy between Elder Titan and Shadow. 5 stacks. Oh boy, Snaking. He's just gonna have to right click. Bulba doing a really good job of making him turn. That is a dead Snaking. First blood going the way of Bulba.
Yeah. When Bad Rider gets to go in on you like that, and the only raise you get off is just the short range one, you're screwed. Because what Snaking needs to do in this situation is he needs to see Bulba going for the initiation. He needs to hit the mid-range raise and the short range, at least 2, else Bulba just overpowers him and kites him around. So very nicely done here by Bulba. And this is what you would be worried about in the early game, right? I feel like Bad Rider got a lot of space, and Bulba immediately making quick work of the Shadow Fiend here, getting his level 6, getting some much-needed gold towards the Blink.
Oh, where's the support for Snaking? Like they've just been roaming around. Like. The 1437 is here now, but I think it's a little too late. Because Bat Rider's going to have his blink in the next 4 minutes, would you say? Something like that? Not even? So...
Yeah, when he gets that
once
first
they got really early blink,
it's going to be really quick.
Especially when they have so much potential they
Oh,
can
he's
kill.
stealing their stack.
Oh, is that that's a triple stack? Double stack?
He's stealing their...
Boy.
That's a triple stack they made for Snaking. Bulba is making all the right decisions in this game. This is so much experience going the way of Liquid.
Alright, so screw the 4 minutes. It's pretty much like 2 minutes.
Level 7 at 6 minutes on the offlane Bat Rider.
Yeah. 1400 gold to boot as well.
He got so much there. And it's one thing he steals it so that Shadow Fiend doesn't get it, but think about how much time Disruptor invested into actually making these stacks where he could have pressured on the lanes. This is like a double loss.
Right. They invested so much into that stack, essentially.
Yeah.
Brax is going to pick up the Invis rune. He's working on his mech, has the buckler right now. Morphling, pretty much even on the farm with the Shadow Fiend overall. Not too bad.
Yeah, and at the same time, the top lane, Korok's farm is really underwhelming. He's got 16 CS at 6.5 minutes, and they've committed a Shadow Demon to being up here. I mean, sure, you get some experience from Mirana, but TZ has been out farming him pretty heavily. He's level 6 as well.
Is Tidehunter full-time jungle? Is we going to see some action onto way 2? There's the glimpse. Right-click should be not even needed. The raise finishes him off. Is this a full-time jungle Tidehunter is the question. Because we said how bad it was. I guess if he gets a couple of levels early, then he could potentially do it.
As long as the lanes are going this way, I don't see any reason for Demon to get involved, to be honest. Just farm. He's not needed anywhere. They're out farming the top lane. I think Koikva's feeling okay in the mid lane. He's actually winning that by 10 CS suddenly. That was even early on.
Yeah.
He's been getting ahead of Brax there, and they know Bulba's having a great time, so why not Demon? Go to the jungle, or go in the offlane as he's doing right now. So, gonna get some experience there. Bulba is in the jungle. It's gonna be the Blink Dagger in... He's gonna get an 8-minute Blink Dagger. Oh,
yeah, that's not good. Of course, there is Glimpse. That's the one great counter to this hero, other than Disruption, which is another great counter.
Yeah.
So 2 great counters to this hero, but either way, getting a Blink early, obviously, is pretty huge. Now, Shadow Fiend picks up a Hand of Midas, so securing himself some, I guess, that kind of... It doesn't really make up for the stacks that were stolen, but I suppose he would have gone that anyway.
Yeah, the thing is, at this point, when Bad Rider has such an early blink and Shadow Fiend goes Midas, he's a 700 HP hero. So, with every single ult, Bulba +1, or maybe even Bulba alone, can just go and kill Snaking every single time if Disruptor or Shadow Demon isn't there.
Well, the question is, can Bulba snowball this? With a Blink Dagger this early, even sub 8 minutes, technically speaking, he can get solo kills on pretty much anybody, I feel like.
I think that's the worst decision NAR made in this game so far, is how much faith they gave Bulba. And you see immediate smoke.
Doesn't want to show his Blink Dagger.
And Demon is baiting. This is a perfect play from Liquid. Snake is going to walk right into it.
They didn't even need the lasso here, but they're going to use it just to secure the kill, because it is a very important one. Hannah Midas. Don't believe it's going to be on cooldown, so he's not going to lose that at least, but like you said, very squishy hero.
And suddenly Morphling, Koikva actually has the highest CS in the game with 52 in that mid lane, so Even the Shadow Fiend is actually... The safe lane Shadow Fiend is getting out-farmed by the mid Morphling. Only 2 CS, but it's because Snaking has died twice, so he's been off the map for quite a while. And where's Korok getting? Okay, Korok is catching up. He's got 36 now, so finally on par with TC, which... I mean, considering the lanes...
I'm really disappointed we haven't seen Disruption Arrow.
Yeah.
At all. Like, that's the whole point of that lane, isn't it? I mean, obviously the heroes are great in their own right. Shadow Demon great against Batrider, and Mirana just good. But in lane, they're so dirty. I'm really surprised we haven't seen that yet. Snaking transitions back into the jungle.
Oh boy, Snaking, not again.
Oh boy. Lasso's not up for another 30. He's gonna start the
good raise.
Actually, wow, he's gonna might get the last hit here. Nope.
He got it.
The raise is actually in range.
And he's gonna stick as well. And now Demon's in trouble. Short range. Oh my goodness, what a player.
He just came back.
Hashtag the king.
He just came back. He was down and out, but he found a way out somehow.
Yeah, that was some really good raise usage here from Snaking. That could have been played better. Of course, the reason he's successful is that Lasso's on cooldown, but you can't really fault Liquid for going for that. That was completely realistic to get that kill. Snaking outplayed them. Glimpse bottom lane. Way 2's gonna die as well.
Way 2 does not have his ult. Not that it would technically matter here. Disruption, though.
Oh, okay.
Buys him some time. And here comes the Lasso, as we just talked about, off cooldown now. Gonna try to get a solo kill on Fog. Looks like he's gonna do so. 1437 as well.
I'm surprised he didn't
so
just
much
run.
faster. Flame break, auto attack. Goodbye. Double kill for Boba. And Lich lives.
I am not sure what 1437 was expecting there. I mean, your buddy's dead. You have used every ability you have. The Batrider's on full health, and you're meleeing him. That was... Well, at the same time, I don't know if he could have got away, but I think that was... He should have perhaps at least tried that. But still, a lot of action across the board. Still have to say Liquid coming out ahead. Only about 1,000 gold and 1,500 experience, but most importantly, Snaking, even though he got those 2 combat kills, he isn't having the best game so far. He's having an okay one because he got the double. If he didn't have that double kill, this would be looking pretty grim already, actually.
I feel like this top lane, nothing has happened.
Yeah,
Korok has done nothing. TC has done nothing. They're just farming. But I think this works out for Liquid more than American Rejects.
They're gonna spot each other. Everybody's running away.
They're
Korok
still
leaping.
leaping into the wave. Here we have Disruption, Kinetic Field, everything. Arrow.
He did.
TC is dead. So something happened top lane. Congratulations. You used that combination
Shadow.
correctly. Moonlight Shadow. Morphling gets a kill. And he's just going to run away with that haste. Nope. Astral Spirit does quite a bit of damage, I have to say.
Yeah. That is...
That was even nerfed in 6.8, I think.
It's pretty sick when you think about it, how Shadow Fiend's raises do 300 damage to the targets when natural orders on top of them. And in most cases, Shadow Fiend will often be able to hit 2 raises on 1 or 2 targets, right? So 2 raises is 600 damage just flat. That kills Lich. His 2 raises with an Astral Spirit on top of is a kill. So they have so much synergy actually with the natural order as long as they can pull it off. How we talked about.
Shadow Fiend just runs away when he sees Demon there waiting like a creeper in the forest.
Someone's level 11 now.
Who is?
Snaking. That's really good being level 11 at 11 minutes. He died twice and he's level 11.
That was a disastrous start. He's come back big time.
He got first blooded 1-on-1. His Midas got delayed. His stacks in the jungle were stolen, and he's still up to par with the norm.
Yeah, it's impressive.
To be honest. This is really good for him. Comparing that to Liquid, where Qualifiers is doing good in the mid lane, he doesn't have comparable farm because he didn't go Midas. Like, he's 1,000 net worth behind. I don't know if his plan is actually to go Midas now after this Aquila, but if you want Midas, you generally don't get the Aquila first. So we could see him going into a Linken's, which is a lot better in this game than it was in the last one. This is a Linken's game. He can block the Glimpse, he can block Disruption, he can block Demonic Purge.
Oh, initiation onto Snaking. He's in quite a bit of trouble. Looks like it's going to be the death of him.
The King!
And the King will die. Wrecking of Souls goes off as he dies, of course doing only half damage, and he's out for 40 seconds. The question is, was his Midas on cooldown? Sorry. You just have to check the Midas, man. Okay, he's going to be up in time to use it. It's very important. Very important for...
It comes off 5 seconds after he lives. Insta TP into the jungle.
TP into the jungle, okay. First exorcism we've seen, I do believe.
Yeah. Did it do anything?
Not yet.
Bit of damage to the tower, maybe? I don't know when we got up to that, to see that. I guess he wouldn't have popped it if he didn't damage the tower a bit, but...
You never know.
Kind of underwhelming how much that did, but...
Looks like he's going drums.
Everything matters.
What do you think about the drums pickup?
For,
soon-to-be pickup.
Death Prophet?
Yeah. Boba,
I mean, it's
getting glimpsed with a Thunder Strike. Kinetic Field is not there. Demonic Purge is. Boba will fall.
Yeah. It's only a matter of time before he gets punished for farming the enemy jungle all the time.
And he's so close. He was so close to getting, or he's on his way to getting a Force Staff, which will get him out of those sticky situations. He's been really aggressive this game. Like, kind of overly aggressive. A couple of his deaths so far.
I still feel like he's been playing the best so far in this game. Even with that mistake he made, he got the first blood. He made the right. Like, it's one thing that he gets the first blood, but making the decision to go into the enemy jungle and realize that camp is probably stacked and then steal it, just even coming up with that idea at that point just shows great overview and awareness of what NAR is probably doing. So. I mean, imagine if he didn't do that and didn't get the first blood, how fat snaking would have been.
Game of chicken on that tower goes to TC, though. I feel like I have a comparison here. I don't know. Okay, they're on different levels, I feel like, at least, but the way Burning played when the new DK was formed feels like the way TC's been playing. He just sits in this lane and farms, doesn't really take part in fights, and I feel like the reason that DK is so good now is because Burning actually takes part in fights now.
Yeah,
it's not like
a lot more active.
It's not a 4v5.
But at the same time, I think Death Prophet, at this stage in the game, Death Prophet really needs levels. So if you get a safe lane and you can keep getting free experience, it's perfectly fine to do that. Level 2 Exorcism is so much better than level 1. It's one of the ultimates that gets the most improved by
right, lasso on Korok.
They have a silence as well. He is so dead.
No way he's leaping out of that. Flame Breath finishes him off.
And at the same time, Qualifiers taking... Oh my god, the damage! Astral's
Natural Order is like the most ridiculous passive in the game, I swear.
Natural Order, Static Storm, and Raise is just insane. I mean, look at Static Storm, the way it scales, right? Max damage per second goes up to 200 on level 1. So if you have a Natural Order on top of that, it's flat out 200. It's not just 200 magical, it's 200 pure. It's pretty crazy. And the biggest play of this for NAR is that, I mean, sure, Liquid get a pick off on the Mirana, but NAR get a pick off and a tower. So they get a collateral, and that's always what it's about. So I would say right now, this game, still even advantage NAR though, even though the gold is like pretty dead even. Shadow Fiend is getting so much farm, almost has a BKB already now. Elder Titan has a mech and 1300 gold. And their supports are really high level. Like, Shadow Demon is level 8 and Disruptor is level 8. Or, okay, Shadow Demon is 70 experience from level 8, but these are two heavy mid-game impact supports, whereas you look at Liquid, sure, Lich is level 8 too, he has to have an advantage because of Sacrifice, he needs to be high level. Tide is also level 8, but NAR just have really good counter initiation, so if they execute their combos very well, they can counter Liquid's options pretty well actually. We talked about that in the draft, how both Disruptor and Shadow Demon were really crucial picks, and how it's not the best support duo because they're not too strong together in the early game, but they've both got through it and got the experience they need. So I think
it worked out.
NAR is doing really well.
And the BKBs are going to be online for NAR pretty soon as well. Shadow Fiend just needs a recipe. Elder Titan on his way as well. He has the Ogre Club, but little ways away, but once he gets it...
Damn, BKB is good against Liquid. Yeah. Apart from Exorcism, which is going to be a big
if Tidehunter gets a blink, you can... I don't know, you still have time, I guess, to pop BKB. We need kind of quick fingers for that.
Yeah.
So we'll see if that comes into effect or not. Koifka has the DD rune in this top lane. And he's in Viz as well. He's in Viz and his
okay.
DD.
1437 is going to die. The question is if there's going to be a collateral here.
Well, we have some TP support. Another Compendium user TPing in. They're going to get the tower. Here comes a Static Storm.
Oh, nice Static Storm, actually. He might live.
He zones Koifka out pretty well, but he dies anyway. Invis waveform.
He might not live.
Oh,
Korok. No True Sight from Liquid right now.
Moonlight Shadow, too good.
That's a
Tidehunter has Arcane.
That would be a really good ability if True Sight didn't exist.
That's true. Tidehunter only like 700 way, so Demon pretty close to that blink.
The question is if he wants to get that first, or if he wants to get a mech, because the way this game is going right now, and they're playing against Natural Order, I think perhaps in this game it's actually better to get the mech first. It's great to have the initiation from Blink Dagger, but again, there's Static Storm, there's Glimpse, maybe you can counter around it, and then perhaps having a 250 burst AoE heal for your entire team when you're playing against this amount of AoE could be a better choice. Or a Pipe, because NAR's damage right now, like 75% magical, 80? Shadow Fiend's right clicks aren't what's killing them right now, it's the raises so far.
That's true. TC did finish the drums, so I think I asked you, you didn't actually answer me. What do you think about the drums?
Yeah, because something happened, yeah. So
it's okay, it's okay.
It gives him great mobility, of course, so if he's not Demonic Purged, he can pretty much outrun anyone, unless if he gets glimpsed. Amazing ability. I think it's kind of, if you're not getting free farm, but you're having okay farm, it's a good item to snowball into the mid game with. Like, get the drums early on, then get the Yules, which look like he is getting with the Staff of Wizardry here. So it's just... I like to think of Drum as the item you go for when you're like a little bit all-round. You're not doing extremely well, you're not doing extremely poorly. You just want a little bit of everything and then transition into your bigger items. So I think this is a good Drum game.
What do you feel? Okay, so he was top lane for a long time.
Yeah.
And he goes Drums, which is a very safe build. So in that sense, do you agree with it? And you still think it's fine? Because like a fast Cyclone or something like that, I feel like it might have been preferable.
I think that's a little bit, perhaps a little too glass cannon-ish for him. Sure, he does good damage with Exorcism, especially if he leveled that up on level 11. I don't know why he didn't do that. It might just be a mistake. I don't see why you wouldn't level it up on level 11. It scales so incredibly well. But getting the Yules first. What's his HP pool then? 1,000 or 950 or something, so maybe that's a little too fragile.
Well, if you get caught in like a static storm before he has Ags, which I'm just going to assume he goes for Ags on Disruptor because I just love it so much.
I actually think if you wanted to go by that logic, maybe you would have even got a Force Staff first, just so you could get out of the static storm and get perhaps...
Yeah, but you can't get out of Connect Field with the Force Staff. So.
If you use it early enough, before it solidifies or whatever
so
you
Blink
want to call that.
is what Demon went for. BKB finished on Shadow Fiend, so we'll have to take that 10-second magic unit into effect.
It's going to be a really big fight.
Koikva.
If they get Snake King... Oh, Koikva?
Gonna run right into them.
Well, okay.
Very late waveform, but
they got the Stomp!
Oh my god. Echo Stomp, Static Storm. Kinetic Field is not there though, but they do have enough damage to finish him off. Here comes
Chain Frost Ravage!
Frost Ravage on a bunch of heroes, but they're snaking with the BKB. Not able to finish off Demon. He's gonna attempt to take out TC with those drums.
Yeah, he gets out.
He gets out because of those drums, Syndran. Very good. Very nicely done. Arrow.
Oh, glimpse.
Okay, well,
such a nice play. They got the vision because of the arrow.
Okay, even though it was
it's really, really well done.
I think it's 650 vision now.
Still enough. Great play. Very, very wisely done here by NAR. So.
And they can try to transition.
That was 2 for 0. They get a Q2.
Keep in mind, they didn't see Shadow Fiend had the BKB, so that Ravage wasn't as good as it could have been.
And I think the Chain Frost was really unfortunate. I'm pretty sure that could have bounced between some other heroes.
And the Ancients, mind you.
Did it bounce the Ancients?
No, I'm just saying.
Oh yeah, that could have happened.
Of course, it's not as good without Ag, but hey, it's there, just in case. BKB now in Morphin as well.
Yeah. NAR is doing exceptionally well so far. They've never been more than 1,000 gold behind. Now they're leading by 4K. Experience, surprisingly for me, still in Liquid's favor. I would actually have thought that NAR would be leading now, but it's such a little difference that it doesn't really matter. So
they did not punish Shadow. Well, we saw the failed gank when Shadow Fiend had picked up the Midas. I think they killed him one time, and then another time they missed the kill with Bulba. And I don't think they punished him enough, because he was really glass cannon for a while. But now with the BKB, I guess it's 9-second BKB now. I guess you just have to make him use it, and then at some point the Ravage will actually do something, unless you can catch him out before he can actually activate it.
The thing is, Snake King is just getting so much farm that I think if by the time he's burned all his BKB charges, if they get this type of fight every time, then he can buy a new one.
It's true.
So it's
goes for lifesteal.
His farm rate is pretty good. Like, his CS now is 130 at 21 minutes, which isn't that amazing, but considering his fight attendance, I still think this is a well-played Shadow Fiend game so far. Are they going to go for the Morphling here? Disruptor is there with Static Storm.
Well, BKB's
there.
If
they time this well. Shadow Demon's there too.
Well, he can BKB it off. And he has Replicate.
Oh, he has BKB, right. Yeah, okay. No way he's going to die now.
But Death Prophet did finally pick up the Yules. So, going for both items, I guess isn't unusual at all.
I'm still waiting to see for Liquid here what the purpose of the Death Prophet was. I feel like you said, he's been farming a lot, which I still think is okay, but you're 20 minutes in, you now have level 2 Exorcism, you've taken 1 tower, you have a great teamfight lineup. I mean, if this is not what you picked the Death Prophet for, why didn't you get another hero? Like, this is when Death Prophet does stuff.
Well, the last game, I feel like, was kind of the same with TC. They still won the game. It was like 4v5.
Yeah.
They did just fine. I don't know. It's an interesting strategy. They're going to use the Exorcism to take out Roshan.
Okay,
Perhaps that's the reason that they get it.
Korok's in trouble.
Korok taking the Adaptive Strike. We'll leap out to safety, and this should be... Well, actually, NAR, they're going to scout it.
That's a good ward from Liquid. Really, really good ward right here. It's showing everything that's happening. So I can make nice stomp.
Beautiful Echo Stomp. Here comes the huge ultimate from Elder Titan. I can't believe it. Koika going to waveform out. Of course, the Exorcism is there as well. Glimpse.
Oh, good BKB.
Okay.
He might live through this.
He's
running out of mana, though.
BKB on Koika.
These arrows are hitting really, really hard because of the Astral Spirit as well.
Well, I don't know if they can kill him. This will be close.
Disruptor.
This will be close. Oh, he's going to hit the arrow. Alrighty. So getting the kill on both Lich and Morphling. They're going to steal this Roshan now. Yeah, that. How often do you see an Echo Stomp do that much?
I feel yeah, exactly. I feel like Echo Stomp is like an ability that has a lot of potential, but that's just very, very rarely used well. That was just amazing play from Brax. They secured the top ult. That's actually. He's going to get purged.
Yeah, not able to
actually even Static Storm the pit.
That's a good choice.
In case he
would Glimpse, Kinetic Field. Do they have enough damage to finish him off? With the Soul Catcher, absolutely.
Soul Catcher can kill him in less than 1.5 seconds.
Okay, thank you, sir. Well, Ravage is there, but it's a little bit too late. Well, maybe not. They're going to continue to push this tower. Of course, Aegis on Shadow Fiend now, so not too worried about dying. TC's ult is down, so he's
alone in the world. Being
almost
attacked.
useless. The silence is pretty good, I suppose.
And look at Brax's gold after that fight. He's got 3.7.
It's been a long time since I've seen an Elder Titan be this effective in a
He's
game.
been really, really good.
Brax is playing out of his mind.
Yeah, the lane from him was good. Like, okay, he got behind a little bit against Morphling, but I think there was a couple of factors in that, not necessarily only his own individual play, but I just love seeing Elder Titans that get good Echo Stomps off, because I feel like it's such a rarity. And
He hasn't leveled up all the way, so...
I feel like so far the two really big players in this game have been Glimpse has been absolutely huge, and
How does Elder Titan's ult scale?
it only scales with the duration of the slow, right? I
Is
think.
that true?
Slow duration, yeah, only.
Okay.
Duration and percentage. It's actually one of the worst scaling ultimates, together with
Interesting.
Ursa's. Ursa's ultimate is also pretty shit.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Yeah, Ursa's is like 1% difference
Yeah,
or something.
the first one
right?
is 5 and then 6, 7.
Right, yeah, that's
So,
not too good.
but yeah, I agree with the skill build. I feel like leveling Earth Splitter is really underwhelming on this hero, so I completely agree with his skill build here.
Well, it's not very often you can
Radiant's
see
bottom tower has
an
seen
Elder
better
Titan get
days.
these levels at this point. Like 24 minutes, level 13,
Yeah.
has 4 in Echo Stomp. I feel like that's not very common anymore. Of course, we don't see Elder Titan as often as we used to, so...
And we often, he's very rarely played mid, but in this game, NAR just made it work so well.
Yeah. But yeah, that's true. Typically, it's offlane here.
Yeah.
It doesn't really get the levels
So
he needs.
He definitely had a good situation here. And the thing that happened here in early games is that Liquid drafted Tide Lich as their supports. So you can, that might be the reason NAR chose to put Elder Titan mid, because they were like, these heroes don't really gank that well. So maybe he can just play safely against the Morphling and get good farm, and that's what happened. Snaking is now way ahead of Morphling, 4,000 net worth lead for the Shadow Fiend. The total gold lead is actually 10,000 suddenly, which was 3 or 4 minutes ago, but they just got such a big fight in objectives as well. And now, it's kind of funny to say, because we talked about before the game, like, Korok is like a snowball-y player, he's really active, gets a lot done.
Yeah.
I feel like we haven't really seen too much of him yet. But
Not at all.
It's not like he's been playing a bad game. He didn't have the easiest lane in the world, but the other players of the team they've played so well that Korok hasn't seemed overwhelming.
And even Batrider, amazing start, been non-existent the last 10 minutes. Ever since the force of it, nothing's really happened.
That is that Bulba, I thought he was going to take off in this game, to be honest. Even though there's counters on the enemy team, I'm wondering if Force Staff was the right call.
What would you have done?
BKB straight away. He's playing against Disruption, and he's playing against Glimpse, so...
You can still purge him, but...
Yeah, but you get the last...
You still need to get a Force Staff at some point.
The thing is, if you don't have the Force Staff, the Disruption is a lot easier to land, so it's kind of like Pest and Cholera, right? It's a tricky situation. Snaking currently has a wolf up his butt, so he's hitting harder.
Well, it helps.
Basically, what's that doing? Gods, this is where you show something. Showcase where's the wolf looking? It's going through his legs. Okay. Tier 2 tower.
Sniff, sniff, sniff. Good. Love that wolf. It actually has the weirdest run animation. What the heck?
Shadow Fiend?
No, the wolf. Looks so dumb.
It really does.
Arrow's gonna whiff. But the fact that they can even pressure a tier 3 after the start they had is impressive.
Glimpse.
Well,
Underwhelming.
Glimpse doesn't do anything. Echo Stomp not able to connect.
They get half the towers. They force the glyph.
Yeah,
Snaking
good.
still has the BKB.
If they can force out TC's ult somehow, we have Mjolnir finished on Korok, despite his... I guess we shouldn't be too surprised. He's been farming most of this
It's
game.
still really good. He didn't have Midas, and he was playing offlane. So this is a good time.
They're gonna amalgamate towards top.
Snaking taking some damage.
Well, I think they're just looking for a Brax initiation or a counter initiation against Bulba, who's smoked right now with the Tide. If Demon can get off a good Ravage before BKBs are activated, Liquid can take this. So that's something that NAR might be kind of worried about. Perhaps they need.
Not that easy. So. The thing is, the way Demon would do that is that he blinks in and he ravages, right? Before they get BKBs off. But even when he does that, Shadow Fiend has the Aegis, so he can just tank that, right? If the Ravage is used and they get his Aegis, I think NAR is okay with it, and then they try to get Rax. If he hits Brax with it, who also has a BKB, they can try to commit in on that, but if Disruption comes off and they try to go into Brax, they get completely destroyed, going into all the other AoE. I think the only way for Liquid to take this fight is Bulba gets a key pick off, the fight starts, NAR try to fight back, and Exorcism actually does something. It's still...
It's been used to kill Roshan, though.
The problem is, I have a hard time saying in this game that it's just TC underperforming. I just feel like the whole strategy for Liquid, they haven't played the lineup.
Well, what I wanted to mention earlier is like when you play against an Exorcism, you kind of spread out. You don't group up, and I feel like that doesn't synergize as well with the Lich ult and Tidehunter ult combined.
Yeah, I guess.
But I mean, they're still powerful ults in their own right, so you can't really look at them as you don't have to synergize them completely like that. Of course, with Batrider initiation. you're right. BKB is a must. Now that he has 4-staff, if a BKB and a 4-staff, the Demonic Purge won't really do that much, I suppose. But I believe Snaking should be finished with his Butterfly about now. And I think that's what they were waiting for.
Yeah.
Unless it's not on him right now, I'm not sure. Oh, there it is! Aghanim Scepter, yes!
That came out of nowhere.
Yes! Oh, that's big. That is a huge pickup.
What's important about that, of course, it works like an AoE Doom, basically. It disallows you from using your inventory. So if he catches the Death Prophet, she can't use Yules anymore in the cloud.
Right.
And Bulba can't use 4-staff. So that's like the two main things he can counter with it. Here we go, Lasso.
Lasso onto Snaking. Of course, he has the Aegis. Don't have to.
Aegis is gone!
Oh no! Blunder! A huge blunder for NAR. They're gonna have to back up. Not sure if there's a buyback for Snaking here.
Almost lost the
Cyclone.
Splitter.
Surprised NAR wants to fight this, to be perfectly honest. There's the Aghanim Scepter, Static Storm being used. TC gets blown up, but of course he hasn't really been here the entire game, so who really cares? 4v4 at this point. Liquid loses their range racks. Echo Stomp. It is actually going to hit on Koika.
I think NAR needs to be a little careful here. This is not necessarily a good idea. Brax could be in trouble.
Oh.
Goes in.
Tidehunter already uses Ravage, of course, so he's just there for the gush.
Oh, they're just hitting Koika. Wow!
He's going down so fast, even with the BKB. Not able to finish him off as the Chain Frost actually finishes off Brax, surprisingly enough. Chain Frost is still bouncing. Korok gets taken out, so it's 3 for 1. I feel like NAR stayed a little bit too long as Fog's going to cleanse. This is going to be a complete team wipe for Liquid.
It did get bad, but yeah,
so
that was just
the
way
Aegis.
too...
It was just the Aegis, really. That's poor timing.
But the thing is, they actually still kind of got away with it. They traded Shadow Fiend for DP and the top racks, like the ranged one. Be like, cut your losses and get out, instead of staying for that 4v4 where Elder Titan was completely out of mana. If he would have had a little bit of mana there, maybe they could have taken the fight with a mech or something like that, and they were just so close to killing Koikva. Did you see that?
Yes, that was very close.
That was Elder Titan being in melee range with Koikva, and the 2 Disruption Illusions just hitting on him. He took so much damage, and if they would have killed Koikva there, maybe it's a good trade, but like risk-reward kind of thing.
Well, as a result of that fight, and NAR had I wouldn't say it's a huge lead, but they have a substantial lead even without the Aegis. The reason that they didn't care about him being initiated was because they thought he had an Aegis. But now, with that fight going Liquid's way, you have Ethereal Blade on Morphling, you have Mech on Lich. So Liquid's starting to come into form a little bit here, with a little bit of a misplay from NAR. And Death Prophet, is this a Shiva's or this is an Assault?
That's a Shiva's, I think.
Yep, okay.
Having that slow aura against Shadow Fiend as well as Mirana and Elder Titan is going to be really crucial. The attack speed slow is really, really good. But I still feel like at this point, if NAR didn't make that play, that misplay, that this is what's keeping Liquid in the game right now, that one misplay. But at the same time, okay, we can be honest and say NAR's been playing an incredible game so far. So there's room for mistakes when you play this well until that point.
He can initiate with his Static Storm and Kinetic Field. He can't do jack crap. There goes the Echo Stomp.
Oh my goodness.
He's dead. If they can get a Lothar's on 1437, that's a kill every time on Morphling. That is next level stuff, man. Aghanim Scepter.
Good. Ag Static Storm.
Now, we've talked about this in our past cast, but Aghanim Scepter on Disruptor is got to be like top 5. I feel like. Along with Coddle, of course.
Yeah, Coddle's is the best.
Talked about that to death, but yes, I can agree with that.
I really like 1437's playing this game. Disruptor's actually personally one of my favorite supports, mainly because of Glimpse, and can't really, apart from that one mistake 1437 made in the bot lane, can't really fault him for anything he's done. He's been playing really, really good.
Well, I think the important thing, though, is Disruptor's actually getting experience in farm. Like, putting him as a 5 is just, it's like a disservice to the hero, you know? It's so important to get level
disruptions of the Shadow Fiend, so it's going to be Illusion pushing a bit here.
Slow Siege
immediately
continues.
hanging out, this is the right Shadow Fiend, but I'm a little bit surprised. If they saw that Koikva just bought the E-Blade, they would probably know he didn't have buyback, so they could have just committed for this Rax right away.
Right.
And it looks like they are indeed going to do that now. Koikva's up at 3, that Rax is going to be gone.
Yeah, this is one.
Or maybe not
BKB's pop, there's the initiation from Batrider onto the Mirana.
Nice. Ruption.
Huge! Reckoning of Souls does actually nothing. I said huge, but absolutely nothing. Tidehunter uses Ravage, he's dead. This is a dead Rax. They can go for Rosha, they can continue this fight. Probably going to back up, so they learned their lesson from last time. Kinetic Field used to zone them out. Bulba not able to actually go through it. And 2 Rax dead. I guess it was just the melee Rax for that case, but with Roshan coming up in about a minute, I think they can get, once they push up mid a bit, they can easily get that Rosh.
At this point, with how Fogg is positioning himself in the Shadow Demon, this is not the type of initiation Bulba can go for. He has to catch the Shadow Demon. I think it's like the only choice he has at this point, because Fogg is on the money. He immediately disrupts the target. When he gets out of disruption, he turns, he gets 4-staffed, and is just resetting, basically. Who did they lasso in that fight? Was Brax? I'm not sure who it was.
Gods is indicating that it's about 30 seconds away. approximately, from Roche. He's giving me the thumbs up from the production desk. Hasn't had enough not slow-mos. That would be amazing if you do slow-mos in this game. Holy crap. Instant replay slow-mo, Echo Stomp. Oh my god! He's gonna be off 1437, very low, but Replicate is used to get out of dodge. Looks like tier 3 is gonna be taken out. The question is, are they gonna continue this push?
There's no Ravage. BKB is ready on Shadow Fiend again. I think they can keep going. Just need to earn up again.
Silence is used.
Earn up the King once.
Exorcism's on cooldown for another 30 seconds. You're right. They could have gone pretty deep there.
I think this would have been an opening, but they can also just take Roche.
Yeah, Roche is... he should be up now.
Snaking's
Let's take a look at Roche,
really,
gods.
really good.
Let's see if the 30 seconds is correct. God, we're so good here.
Amazing.
God, he is so sexy. Look at that. What is that?
Is that like one of those, that's my fetish
What's
moment?
the yellow thing on his face? What is that?
It's the Aegis.
That's the... No.
It's just the other way around. That's the back of the Aegis.
It's an interesting design.
Yeah.
Of course, my nickname for Roshan in Dota 1 was Scrote, because he looked like a huge scrotum, which I kind of miss, to be perfectly honest. That was one of my favorite models in the game. Now, I mean, he looks pretty cool, but it's just not comparable. I don't think to Dota 1. That big juicy rock, people feared that thing, you know? Now it's just like they do level 1 Roshes, they don't care. Shiva's completed now on Death Prophet. Shafin has the ultimate orb, so do you think that's a Scotty? Or is he going Manta?
Could also be Lincoln's. It is.
Okay, Lincoln's. So
wait.
ultra defensive.
Yeah.
I mean, he still has a lot of damage, I guess.
I think this is the best choice, to be honest. Like, the only way these fights can go wrong is if Snaking somehow gets caught off guard, and perhaps they can't necessarily rely on Fog to be completely perfect every time. So this is kind of a safeguard play from Snaking here. He could have gone for a Manta too, but I feel like you're fighting into Liquid's AoE lineup. Manta's going to be garbage. It's just going to die immediately. I don't think those arrows would be that good. So Scotty or Lincoln's would be best here, and yeah, both are good. So
well. Oh, we have a smoke used. Doesn't catch TC. This really is 4 on 5. I didn't even smoke him. Poor guy. 1437 with the Ags. Backing up. Was that a smoke on 1437? Okay, yeah. So, 2 smokes being used, and doesn't look like any kills will come of it.
Too. This gold graph is getting pretty significant now, 14,000. The experience is 2k. It's kind of funny to see how close that is, but probably because of that teamfight top that NAR gave away. It gave a lot of experience back the way of Liquid.
That was about like 6k, I
yeah,
think.
roughly 6k dip from that fight. But they've taken it back again. They lost the lead in experience. They got it back pretty quickly. So.
But the gold lead is substantial, like you talked about. The items are out of control for NAR. I mean, the fact that Shadowfiend can go for a Lincoln's this late means that he's doing pretty well.
I actually think Fog can now even start thinking about an X Scepter. He has a 4-staff and 2.5k. Of course, the way that works on Shadow Demon now is that you get 2 ultimates on, like, it has 2 charges and then it recharges. So you can get 2 ultimates with, what was the cooldown again? It's 50 seconds. I think
40,
they're both...
40 seconds.
They're both 50 on cooldown, right?
Like, well, when it's Ags level 3, I know it's 40 seconds for both.
Okay.
I believe.
I know, I believe.
So, really the 2 targets you're looking at for Demonic Purge are Bat Rider, Death Prophet. Those are the 2 most important. I mean, positioning is so important, especially for Death Prophet. And we just haven't seen Exorcism come into play in teamfights at all, which is... It's unfortunate. It's a huge ultimate.
Yeah. If you put TC's net worth, which is 13k, onto a different type of hero, I feel like it could have been another game. Oh, Glimpse!
Glimpse, Kinetic Field. No, BKB must have been popped. Yeah. Indeed, it was.
That's such a big deal.
Yeah, now they can initiate whenever they want. Here comes the initiation though on Shadowfiend, bringing him in.
Money.
Disruption used defensively. Snaking pops his ulti. TC at half HP. Uses Cyclone defensively, but I believe he's going to die right after the fact, and he does. Chain Frost used. There's the Ravage. It's actually going to hit 2, and the Chain Frost is continuing to bounce, but there's the Creep Wave. No Aghanim Scepter for you, Lich. So Shadowfiend is dead. That is most of the damage from NAR. They're going to have to use the Moonlight Shadow to get out of dodge. And, oh my, was that a double kill Starstorm? How often do you see that? Koiko on the run, using his morph ability. Arrow is not going to hit this time. Doesn't have enough mana to wait for him. He's going to be good to go. This might actually be a tier 3, despite losing Shadowfiend, who just bought back. Did he get Boots of Travel or something like that? Where is he? No, he just walked in.
Okay.
Actually, he's just going to go farm the travel. Has to do that Midas,
amazing
man.
buyback.
Really important. Well, it would have been a good buyback if you could make it there in time.
If he had Boots of Travel, that would have been a second lane Rax. Maybe even game, because the mid tower is gone too.
He used literally all his money, I guess, on that.
It's a little bit of a panic play. They're still going to get Roche. Okay, talking about panic plays, Korok just leaped into
He's fine.
good position.
He's doing fine. Going for a Battle Fury, of course. I'm wrong. That looked awesome.
Oh, arrow almost clips Bulba there. And Korg's actually just going to keep hitting him
the
here.
right clicks are so ridiculous. Yeah, I don't think Bulba can go in there. Has the
If you're
BKB.
so good at using Elder Titan, it's like this hero has kind of fallen off, but when you play it this well, it's worthy of a pick in most games.
Roshan, there's a static storm. Again, use defense.
Oh,
The arrow's
arrow!
going to clip Bulba. He's going to go down in all likelihood, but the Ethereal Blade is going to save him at least for now.
Yeah,
But he is dead. 1 for 1. Korok did fall. Oh my god.
What?
Wow. That was
Get bursted.
That was a 3-shot. Glimpse now onto Lich. Right clicks continue. Although
I
they're
like how
gonna...
Snaking farms all the creeps first.
Wait, was that a Ghost Scepter? Is that why they did that? Does Lich have a Ghost Scepter?
No. He got glimpsed in, so
So
he was
just,
like,
that's just like
creep,
ultimate
creep. Oh, there's
slap
a
in the
Lich.
face right there.
oh, he was like, that's just another creep in the collection, right? He kills him as fast as
It really is. Well, Morphling was a creep in that fight. My
Yeah,
goodness.
Middle barracks are under attack.
So this is going to be 2 racks,
Yeah.
if not GG.
This is something we didn't actually mention. So the way Natural Order works, it removes all base armor. So it removes 27 armor from Morphling with that. When he's in full agility mode, one of the things that keeps Morphling alive is that if he has BKB, he takes very little physical damage, but I don't think I've ever seen a Morphling die that fast.
Just like me.
With that
Unless it
arm
was like
at
the
40
first
minutes,
5 levels or something.
Holy shit.
This late game, insane. They're going to get 3 racks.
Yeah, this is over.
This is ultimate creeps. Or super creeps.
It's just over.
Here comes the exorcism. I don't know why I'm laughing. Exorcism's here, everybody. Bulba trying to find somebody. The BKB will pop. He's going to find Fogged. Is there any damage follow-up, though? Demon. See the glimpse being used. Snaking actually goes down, but of course he has the Aegis, so TC's efforts perhaps not in
He has
vain. They do get
BKB
the-
ready, he can Rex.
Yeah, he just racks us with the BKB. He's going to use his ultimate, though. For good measure. Lowers the
can he,
damage,
can he?
everybody. It's going to be
Yeah.
close.
That's GG.
Okay, that's not close, actually. He's dead. Lincoln's pops.
Radiant now have.
But I don't think he really cares. He doesn't have a buyback for another 3 minutes, unless Liquid can completely... I mean, there's a tier 1 mid still. I don't think they're going to do anything about this.
No. Wow.
Gods is really good at drawing on the map, I have to say. Remember when I used to draw on a map and it was like little diamonds? Why does it... Everybody else has no trouble but me. I don't understand. I think my computer's just bugged. Blink Dagger now on Disruptor. Shiva's on Elder Titan. Ravage U's on absolutely nothing, and the GG's come out. Congratulations to NAR, proving everybody wrong in the studio.
Yeah.
But it was kind of... I mean, yours was 70-30. You were the most wrong. So, I
You
don't
just
know.
had to say, didn't you?
I did.
I was as wrong as you guys. You went for the same
Hey,
team.
I don't know if I can trust somebody that didn't
You
buy a
went for the
compendium. All right, anywho.
All right, we're looking for a replacement Casper Sons fan. I'm
TI
taking anyone. I don't want to talk.
Is it TI4qualifiers.com, I believe, is the new site
Yeah,
you guys
we're
can find
we're
all
gonna
the
talk about that
information.
in a moment, right?
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
And
They made a statement. I mean, looking at the kill score, this looks even. I just think NAR outplayed them in pretty much every aspect of the game, apart from the super early game. And we had Merlini talk about they shouldn't